Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello everyone. I Dr. Himanshu thank UGC Human Resource Development Center of Gujarat University for giving me an opportunity to connect with you and deliver my sessions on managing financial distress. I thank Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi, Professor and Director of UGC HRDC of Gujarat University for uh, for providing the wonderful opportunities to present here how to manage the financial distress, right? Which is the burning problems of the entire world. And this session. Here we are going to discuss about the personal financial distress. We all know that the financial distress is not just applicable with the companies, where the company is unable to meet uh, the financial requirement, cash inflows and outflows. When there is a huge gap about to manage such things, the company is facing the problems, right? So same it is applicable for the individual aspects. When we are unable to manage such things of the incomes and expenditures level at a personal, then we are facing the financial distress here. So we need to understand here what is financial distress, effects of the financial distress, reasons of the financial distress, and how the personal financial planning will help you to manage this financial distress, where most of the people having the lack of the knowledge, they are unable to map this particular uh, requirement. So we have to understand the need-based analysis, and we have to understand the proper requirement of your the financial management into the as a personal financial planning point of view, which help you a lot for the you are managing the financial distress over a period of time. So let's have the first understanding here about the case. What is financial distress? Right. So financial distress in layman terms is the situations in which an individual may find difficult to manage his or her personal financing. Here we have the point to manage the personal financing, personal finance. So this is the situations where the person is unable to manage his personal financing. Then this situations is created. So the financial distress can be defined as the reactions such as mental or physical discomfort to stress about one's state of general financial well-being. So it is nothing but it is, we can say, the difficult to manage economic resources. Right? In particular, this includes the perceptions about one's capacity to manage economic resources. So, which are the economic resources? Here we have to understand, such as we can say the income, and the another is uh, the saving. Right now, the income and the saving. These 2 points we need to understand here. The income and savings, in what sense? We have the proper income, no issue. If you are earning 1 lakh rupees, but how you are managing this 1 lakh rupees? So the difficulty in terms of not just generating the income here, but the managing this finance, whatever the finance we have. If it is if it is not properly managed, and it's create a lot of issues into the various aspects. So the economic resources, it must be as per the requirement of the person's life. So see, the thing is, we need to understand here the wants and needs, right? Generally, what the peoples are uh, unable to understand properly. Okay, what are the needs of the persons? What are the wants of the persons? Need, which is actually shelter, roti, kapda, or makan. We can say that these are the needs. But I'm looking to buy a luxury car. These are my wants, right? So such things is also applicable to have such problems into the case of this particular things, right? Financial distress. So the distress about the financial matter is increasingly prevalent into the society, with half or more adult reporting moderate to high level of stress and worry about the money matters. There are a number of research has been conducted over here in India and into the other countries. Okay, the people are facing such challenges in front of how to manage such things, and which increasing the stress level because they are unable to manage the monetary matter. Now, which are the effects? We have the distress. If we are unable to manage such things as we discussed here in the savings, we have the income, there is no issue. But there is a problem here. Now, what to do? You don't have such things properly managed. There is a gap is increasing over a period of time for uh, the income and expenditures. You have excess expenditures over your income, right? Then it's converted into the huge debt, and that's create the problems sooner or later into the various aspects, right? So which are the effects of the financial distress here? Let's see the effects of the financial distress. Struggling financial can impact on your health, your workplace, means the workplace productivity also, your health also, and your marital instabilities, parenting children, right? So these things, see, it's, we can say this is the financial well-being and the mental health. It is a two-way street, right? But if you have such problems about to manage the financial distress, there is a stress about your financial positions. Always you have such problem. You are in depressions. You have the anxiety. You are anger. If someone is asking you, suddenly you are angry and you are responding negatively to that person, towards that person's. You have the frustrations. You have the fear, right? And if you have such things, it's give a huge impact on your mental and physical health. If you are, in some cases, it's see the financial distress affects your mental and the physical health, and in some cases, see that's why I'm the two-way street. If the mental and physical health is not uh, supporting you, then what exactly you are doing? See, in such cases, this mental and physical is not performing, then you have the such problems, depressions, anxiety, anger, frustrations, fear, and many more, right? And it's also create these things, financial. distress, because you are not properly or you are not mentally ready, right? So the research by Money and Mental Health Policy Institute in 2017 found a similar connections between the finance and mental well-being. So research found that around 41% of employees having such problem into the financial distress identify themselves as 41% here. The financial comfortable reported. This is what exactly we are talking here. This 41% people comfortable, financially comfortable, but reported at least one sign of the poor mental health. And this rose to 51% to those just. The another thing is 51% to those just about managing, and 67% are people in financial difficulties. So here this is not a small numbers. The 67% for people it's financial difficulties. So the mental health is having the financial distress is having a huge impact on the mental health. And more shocking statistics discovered into the various research about the employees get 3.8 times more likely to suffer from the anxiety and the panic attacks, right? And 4.9 times more likely, and they are giving the statement, if I feel depressed and find it difficult to carry on with life, right? So this issue is applicable here to manage such things, and which gives a direct impact on the financial distress toward the mental and physical health. The another is the issues about the case of the workplace productivity. Now, how the workplace productivity is, right? What the difficulties we are finding on the workplace difficulties if due to the financial distress. Now, how to manage such things if you are not? So the workers are distressed and they are unable to manage the finance incomes. They have the more expenditures over a period of time, right? Than the income. So such thing is applicable. It's directly impact on the productivity aspects of the persons. And if the productivity is not, means the performance is poor, they are unable to work properly. Its direct impact on the effectiveness and the efficiency level of the employees. So if they are performing poor, there is an issue about the jobless. That is also one of the relations. If there is a poor performance to be given by the person, or maybe the person is jobless, and also giving the impact on the financial distress, means in such cases the financial distress is increasing because there is no job with the person, right? So these are the reasons to understand here the into the workplace productivity level of the. So there are a lot of issues, and having such experiencing negative spillover effect that influence their effectiveness in the workplace. Then the one more matter about the biggest problems we are finding here about the financial distress, that these are called on the family relations. And because of in this how this affect toward the family relations, first is the point here we are discussing the marital instability. So the several studies available in such thing, how the financial distress and the family relations are affecting. right? So the expectations, when we are talking about the how the marital is, the spouse is expecting to purchase the things, the person, the husband is unable to provide the required funds, right? It's create the argues, more and more argues, particularly related to the monetary matters and to the between the two people, right? Between the couple, and see the impact on the financial problems toward the family relationship. So the lower marital satisfactions and the greater marital instabilities, if there is an issues about the financial matters, monetary matter into the family. Right? The another effect we are finding through the parenting. Parenting in sense, okay, the financial stress also have a negative impact on how parents parent. So in such cases, the parent, especially for the father, who are experiencing financial stress, are less responsive to their children's need. Now the children's need, oh, if you are unable to find the child need, you are unable to fulfill the child need, and are less consistent in their parenting, and are more inconsistent in their discipline of the children. So this is about they are unable to fulfill the requirement of the children, right? And it's create the family disputes between the parent and children. And the third is about the children. Now, how the children, what they are expecting, that the children of financial stress parents, the parents are into the financial stress, and the children of such people tend to more prone to mental health problem, depressions, loneliness, and are more emotional sensitive, right? They are less sociable and more distrustful and more likely to feel excluded by their peers, especially if they are girls. So, boys of financial stress parents are likely to exhibit low self esteem, to show behavior problems into the school, and be susceptible to negative peer pressures, and maybe alcohol and uh, drug problems we are finding. So the financial stress is related to the poor academic performance of the children. Right? So these are the effect. If you have, in some cases, if you are finding that this is not a big problem, but see what are the effects we are finding into the family, into your workplace, into the your mental and the physical health. Now, why it is there? Why these financial distress are there? These are the causes of the financial distress. The first is poor economy. Second is bad money management. Poor economy, bad money management, unexpected expenses, and loss of revenue or income. Poor economy. We have faced this challenge since even we are not even fully out of this. Since last 2 years, we are facing the challenge of COVID-19. Right? Due to the COVID-19, most of the industries stopped to work. They shut off the operations. They are not working. They are not producing any goods and services for the market. So if they are not producing, means it's highly impact on the economy. There's a worse situations for the not limited to the Gujarat, not limited to the any particular state, not limited to the India, but its effect has been generated globalized. So the performance of economy is not properly. We have this experience with the COVID-19, but even over and above this particular COVID-19, we face the number of challenges during if the economy is not performing well. It's highly impact on the revenue generation, highly impact on the income generations. It's and a direct impact to be given on the your income, your earnings. There's a worse situations to be created in the hands of the people. And generally, we are finding such stress about the managing the finance during this poor economy into the individual perspectives in the hands of the individual people. Because into the last 2 years, the people have the limited income. In such cases, they have job cut into the market, and the incomes has decreased. They have the existing expenditures to pay the fees of the children. They have to pay the existing EMI of car loan or home loan, whatever. You have to pay. So the poor economy is one of the reason here. The another thing is bad money management. See, this is the unexpected thing. This pandemic situations we have faced. What does it mean? Maybe after COVID, maybe we will face the another challenge, but we should have this the uncertainty. And for this uncertainty level, you must have to focus on this money management. If you have the bad money management, means less income or less earning and more expenses. That's create the problem. Your cash inflow is lower than cash outflow. If you are finding such gap, so you can say in such situations, no saving, because there is no extra money. If there is no saving, it is not invested, no investment. So how you pay for these excess expenditures? So the people, those who have a less earning and higher expenditures, they are start to increase the debt into the market, and they are unable to manage these particular situations. Sooner or later we can find the people are into the burden of the more and more debt, because their income expenditures proportionately expenditures are increasing and the income may be not increasing, right? So it's created problem, a lot of problems. Another thing is unexpected expenses. So which are the this see this COVID-19 corona, this is unexpected. No one has expected about this, and even we can see we don't want. Yeah. This COVID-19 unexpected. There are many unexpected, accidentally, uh, the, the person have the health issue. So health problem, unexpected expenditures to be there. If we have found that the many people, those who are hospitalized during this corona or the COVID-19, they have paid 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, or more than 10 lakh rupees. Even the mucormycosis, more than 25 lakh rupees expenses, related medical related expenses they have paid. Now, these are the unexpected expenditures here. Such expenditures give the huge impact on the mental stress, and the financial distress is increased. It is unexpected, not only the health issues. Maybe you see, if you are driving the car and uh, you got the accident with any other person, and your car is damaged, you have the insurance company is not providing according to the indemnities. They are not ready to provide uh, the more than the loss you have made, right? And suppose you have the 50,000 rupees uh, loss of, and out of that 50,000, the company is just passing the 20,000 rupees. 30,000 you have to pay for from your pocket. That is also unexpected expenses. So such unexpected expenses, many more, not related only just accident to the car or the health related, and many other unexpected expenses. These are the causes of the financial distress or into the individual life. Loss of revenues or the income. Loss of revenues or the income. This is the best example we have, and we just have discussed about the COVID-19. Many people have lost the job. So if there is no law, there is no job, there is no earning. But what about your expenditures? The needed, see, मुझे जो खाना है, मुझे मेरे फैमिली के लिए रन करना, हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंडिचर, आई हैव टू पे द EMI, आई हैव टू पे. बैंक ने तो ऐसा नहीं बोला कि यू कैन डिसकंटिन्यू द EMI. There was some period has been given by the banks as per the government guidelines. The person who are paying the EMI due to COVID-19, they stopped to paying, but after some period of time they have to pay, and with interest even. So ultimately, the people have to pay the EMI. The people have to do the household expenditures, right? So if the loss of the revenues, the burden, the distress, the financial stress is increasing, and as we found that the effects, right? Right? Even we have found the 50% salary cut, 20% salary cut, 70% salary cut if you want to continue with the job. Right? So this COVID-19, these situations also face if the 50% salary cut. So whatever the funds, whatever the earnings you have till date, always you are managing the other things, your investment, savings, your household expenditures, your lifestyles, right? Now suddenly there is huge decrease into your earnings, everything is disturbing. Now how to manage such things? Because if such problems, we found that the many people, even you and me, everyone has faced this challenge during this COVID-19, right? Because expenditures and income what we have planned according to the our regular expenditure, our regular incomes. We have made the expenditure, we have planned our lifestyle, we have taken the loan, and many other fixed expenditures we have to do over a period of time. But the decrease into the incomes, this impact on the financial distress here, right? Now the main points we are going to discuss about okay, these are the different regions, these are the effects. Now, how to find the solutions, strategies to deal with the financial distress, strategies, how to deal. ठीक है भाई, ये तो सब प्रॉब्लम है, उसको इसमें से बाहर कैसे निकले, हाउ टू मैनेज दिस थिंग्स. तो फर्स्ट थिंग्स वी आर focusing here, identify your stress causes. First point is you need to identify your stress causes. Why you have the stress? Is it based on because of the finance, or any else? If it is because of the monetary, if it is because, so first you need to identify the cause or the reason behind your stress. The second thing is, if it is under the finance or any other, if it is because of the monetary matter, then plan your monthly budget. Generally, what the people I have, the personal experience here, the people are not take down to what their earnings and where their expense, right? The income and expenditures, cash inflows and outflows, the personal cash flow management. You have to prepare. Try to understand. If generate one Excel from wherever you are earning, which are the sources of your earnings, incomes, maybe regular earnings you have, maybe some other earnings sources you have, but whatever you are earnings, the other side you have to also mention the regular expenditures and the other. So at the end of the particular month, I'm not saying that every week, but at least at the end of the month, try to identify from your monthly budget which you have prepared, right? What the actual expenditures you have incurred. So then after you can able to understand, okay, how many expenditures wherever you have done, actually it is required, or you have just done the expenditures wherever it is for the entertainment expenditures or your household expenditures. But if it is not required, you can manage over this such expenditures, you can do, right? The another thing is avoid over borrowings. Every day we are, even you are also getting the call from the different financial institutions and the non-banking financial institutions or banks. We have the personal loan for you guys with the lower rate of interest, and many people, right, many people are making a mistake here and going through the increasing the debt just for luxurious products. And this luxurious product may not be needs, but these are the wants. We are also finding such advertising, zero pay EMI, zero pay interest EMI, and we are purchasing the white goods product for just luxurious life. Nothing is free into the this market, this world. Keep in mind, nothing is free. Try to understand here. If any financial institutions, they are taking the deposits from you and you are taking the interest from these financial institutions, these institutions are funding or the lending again to us without charging interest. Is it possible? No, not at all. Indirectly, we are finding that the purchase the AC with the on zero EMI, zero EMI cost. There is no zero EMI cost here. Ultimately, we are also paying for the same thing, right? Those who are seller, they have to pay the cost to uh, the institutions. So the sellers are charging such fees from the customers. So ultimately, indirectly, we are paying the same thing, right? And uh, for such things, we are also increasing the debt. So avoid the over borrowings. Try to understand what the incomes you have and manage the expenditures. And if it is required to borrow, then you have to also focus the repayment capacity, right? But this thing should not be over borrowing, right? The another thing is cutting the cost of your addictions. Cutting the cost of the addictions means there are many people having the addictions of the liquor. You can also manage uh, the cost here, cutting the cost of addiction. Some people having the addictions, every week they have to go for dinner or lunch into the hotel or into the restaurant. You can manage such expenditures here. Many people are having the addictions about, actually these are the addictions इसलिए कि लोगों को ऐसा होता है कि चलो एक बार तो मूवी जाके आते हैं वीक में, या so rather than doing such unexpected these unwanted expenditures, right? You can use these funds for this someone uh, the need base or the where it is actually required, right? So the habits the persons have, such being the smoking or the liquor and alcohol. Those who are alcoholic or those who are having the habits of smoking, they can also manage the fund. So there is a small funds, but if it is calculated for the longer periods, it gives a huge impact on your expenditures. But if you are putting aside for your savings part, that's generate the more return for the longer period of time. That would be help you out for the managing the expenditures in future. Right? Plan appropriately for money earnings diversifications thought. Money earner diversifications thought. What does it mean? The many people, along with the regular job, they are also finding some business ideas, business concepts. They are also providing their freelancer services into the market and generating the earning. So they are creating what? The creations of income sources, creating the income sources. Right? along with as we discussed, okay, you have to also avoid the unnecessary expenses, but along with the avoiding the unnecessary expenditures, you have to also focus, okay, how to create the different sources for your income, right? Avoid panic selling of the investment. Generally, what the people have done the mistakes in during this COVID-19 and many other things, right? In some cases, they have the panic about, suppose, especially I'm talking about the stock market investment, equity investment. When they are investing for, as an investors, not a trader, they are investing into the particular stocks of XYZ companies for longer period. But due to the market, due to the, they are able to manage the funds, but in some cases they are into the panic and they are selling their investment, all the investment, without understanding the requirement, right? So the recession period, especially we are finding such things. Here, the period of financial crisis, you have inflations, the global impact on the country's economy, when we are finding the impact on the global markets, epidemics, the wars hit the countries like plague, SARS, or this COVID, and right, COVID-19. Are few such regions that have a direct impact on the global, international, as well as the Indian stock market. The stocks react negatively, and the prices of the shares fall, bringing down the entire value of the portfolio or the investment is also down, right? So this impact on such portfolio, okay, once you are finding the valuations of your investment is down, uh, even the recent period, there is a declining into the rate of interest on uh, the fixed deposits and the fixed income instruments, right, by the government. So this panic selling, the diminishing the net worth of the people, and the panic selling into the stock, it seems book the loss. The people are, right, generally booking the loss and to withdraw the investment before it further deteriorates. So therefore, it is important, whenever you invest from a long-term perspectives with the specific objectives based, looking for short-term chance always, or trade can extinguish your invested funds, right? Volatility we are finding, if suppose we are investing into the stock market, always we are finding the volatility, but the objectives you should be clear about it. So the avoid financial losses, and avoid the because the financial loss, if the person is making the financial loss, it's also impact on the financial distress or financial stress of the person. Uh, the next is about the start saving for your future financial securities. Start saving. We will discuss these points later. Uh, how it is impact on the savings and investment. Right? Always see, that is one the concept I like most from Warren Buffett. What exactly we are doing generally, whatever the earnings we have, doing the expenditures, and whatever the funds remains with us, we are investing savings. What Warren Buffett is saying that, right? And I like most. You have the earnings, do the savings and the investment for your future, plan it accordingly, and whatever excess with you, do the expenditures and manage. Okay? So the start for savings for the future, diversify your investment. Don't put all eggs into the single baskets. There are different assets, financial assets available into the market. Don't put the funds, entire funds into the equity market, because it is a highly risky investment. Don't put all these funds into the fixed deposits or the fixed income products. You need to allocate the funds, diversify your investment into the different investment products as per the requirement, expected return, and all. We will come to this point later on again. Uh, Reserve cash funds for your emergencies, contingency funds. So, emergencies, contingency funds. You should have the proper planning here. At least we have considered the 6 month earnings, whatever the earnings you have. Put the 6 month earning aside into the year saving accounts or into the fixed income instruments. Because suddenly any things happen, unexpected expenditures to be there, so you can manage these expenditures from your contingency fund, right? So it should be reserved with you. Consolidating your EMIs, you have to focus on more effective methods of reducing your monthly EMIs outgoes, right? So the consolidate your multiple lenders, multiple loan into a single lender will help you, right? Don't go through the multiple EMIs, right? Personal loan EMI, you are running home loan EMI, car loan EMI. So if the multiple EMIs are there, this gives a huge impact on the financial distress. So the consolidated, try to minimize it and manage the things. Now let's come to the most influencing factors on for managing this financial distress. These strategies we have seen, but along with the strategies, how the personal financial planning help you as a booster of the financial distress. Now, the concept about the personal financial planning means managing the cash flow, income and expenditures as personal level. Not only the investment, but over and above investment, how to manage the risk of your human values and how to manage the risk of the personal assets. Right? So the earning life, we all know that okay, our earning life is the childhood. Most of the 20 up to the 20 to 25 years, we have no earning because we are into the childhood. Then the pre-retirement period is there, but from the childhood there is no earning, we can say. The another point is post-retirement. The 30 to 35 years, even if we are expecting the life expectancy of 85 years, for example, right? So if we are focusing on the 20 to 25 years ago, but the post-retirement life we have no earnings, right? We are not generating the income. Whatever the earnings you have, whatever earnings you have done during these periods, pre-retirement period, this is your earning period, 25 to 28 years. So you have to earn for into the 25 to 28 years, and you have to spend for the rest of the life. So we can say the earning period is less than the expenditure period, in short, right? The best quote here, the failing to plan is planning to fail. So you have to plan first and you have to implement that plan. So the financial planning is planning which deals with the money. Here we are talking about the monetary matter. which is the core reasons behind your financial distress. Now, how the personal financial planning? So it is refers to the proper planning and implementations of well coordinated plan to achieve financial objectives. So which are the financial objectives? The persons have the number of financial objectives. Right? They have to point out the different financial objectives, and it is not just focusing on the financial objectives. Okay, you have the child education planning, you have to do the child marriage planning, you have to purchase the car, you have to purchase uh, the residential property, and for retirement planning and many more, right? Only just only define the financial objectives are not enough, but you have to implement, and the well coordinations, the implementations must be there. And generally people, when they are investing, and they have been asked that many times, okay, do you have the financial objectives why you are investing? Yes, I know, and we are investing, but suddenly we are finding in between, before the reaching the objectives, they have discontinued the investment and the saving plan, right? So it's also giving the huge impact on the financial distress into the planning. The savings and investment made today should match the future goal. Whatever the investment, it's must be match with objectives, future goals. Only just blindly do the savings and doing the investment, whatever the excess funds you have, it is called the savings. Now, if this savings to be generated the income, right? Saving is generating the income, and if you are investing for generating this incomes on savings, this is called the investment. Whichever the investment, wherever you are doing this investment, according to the future objectives and the future goal, and it must be matched. And generally people are not doing such things. They are blindly doing the investment. If someone is telling you, okay, this stock is giving the good performance, this mutual fund is going to perform, okay, do the investment without planning, without understanding the requirement. If it is investment, whatever the investment we are doing, without planning, unable to reach objectives, financial objectives. It is very difficult to. Right? So must be match as per the investment and the future goals. So first you need to understand setting the financial goal. If you don't know where you going, how do you expect to get there? Now, for example, आपको जाना है मुंबई, आप उस ट्रेन में भी बैठे जो मुंबई होके गोवा जाती है, और मुंबई होके फॉर एग्जांपल नासिक जाती है, उसमें बैठ गया. Your object is to reach to Mumbai. तो once you reach your target, तो आप टिकट भी मुंबई की ही लेते हो. ऐसे थोड़ी टिकट नासिक की लेके मुंबई जाना है, मुंबई और टिकट नासिक की लेके. जाना है मुंबई, टिकट सूरत की लेके बैठ गए. No. Wherever I want to go, I have to टेक अ टिकट ऑफ एंड आई एम, मैं उसी बस में बैठता हूँ, दूसरी बस में भी नहीं बैठता, दूसरी ट्रेन में भी नहीं बैठता, बिकॉज माई टारगेट इज टू रीच द मुंबई. बट वॉट पीपल आर डूइंग, पहले हम ऐसे तो नहीं करते ना, बिफोर मुंबई, मुंबई आने से पहले हम सूरत उसको वहां उतर जाए, ऐसा करते नहीं करते. बट द व्हाट द पीपल जनरली डूइंग कि इफ इट इज नॉट सेटिंग द फाइनेंशियल गोल, इट मीन्स मुझे पता नहीं और किसी भी ट्रेन में जाके बैठ गया, अब ट्रेन जहाँ ले जाए वो सही. द सेम दे आर डूइंग such practices into the investment they are doing. They are saying that we are doing the investment, we are doing the saving, but without setting the financial goal. कि मुझे मुंबई जाना है, सूरत जाना है, अहमदाबाद जाना है, वो पता नहीं, और मैं किसी भी कार में, किसी भी गाड़ी में, किसी भी ट्रेन में जाके, बस में जाके बैठ गया, ऐसी हालत हो जाती है. So set the objectives first. Now, which are the objectives? Whether this is child education, higher education, child's marriage, your own retirement, and many more financial objectives you have. Any objectives, any one, more than one objectives you have, you can uh, plan properly. You have to identify your financial objectives. The one more thing, just not setting the financial objectives, you have to focus on this evil. What is evil? Inflation. बड़ा राक्षस है. अगर इसको समझ नहीं पाए आप, there is a huge impact on your financial positions. The biggest hurdle in your financial goal achievement is this evil. Right? So here it is example we have, the as per RBI estimates, wholesale price index inflation has grown by 6.5% in the last 30 years. We have the example of the gold, we have the example of petrol, we have the diesel, milk, and means all these commodities. The price of the commodities are increasing over a period of time from the base year, because of this is called the inflations. Now in 1990, here we have the example, into the 1990, gold price was 3,200 for 10 grams. In 2003, 5,600 rupees. In 2020, 46,000, and now it is more than this one, right? Around 50,000 rupees. So the actual inflation is increasing 9.3%. Here, whatever it is, see the wholesale price index is 6.5%, but the gold is increasing, the gold price is increasing on an average for 10 grams at 9.3% rate. So you have, if you want to invest into the gold, right, you have to get the return up to this point. Petrol price, you are finding currently it is more, it is already touched at 100 rupees, right, in 2021. So this 7.2%. In 1990, it was only the 9 rupees and 84 paisa. Diesel was in 1990 4.08. In 2020, it was 70 rupees. Now it is 2021. It's 96 rupees. So it is increasing at 9.91%. Milk price 6 rupees in 1990, 60 rupees and more in 2020, and so it is increasing at 8%. So what does it mean? How the inflation is eating your money. It is a time value of money. the value of the rupee is more, rupee 1, for example, the value of rupee 1 is more than the value of rupee 1 after 10 years. Right? Because the inflation is eating the value. So the value of rupee is decreasing over a period of time. It is reducing at 7% inflation here. So, for example, the value of 1 lakh rupees in 1990, in 2020, at 7% inflation to be counted, the value is only the 11,300 rupees. So it is a decreasing over a period of time. So the inflation is biggest evil and biggest hurdle to reach your financial objectives. So you need to understand this one. See, the household expenditures in 2010 20,000 से चल जाता था. In 2020 you need 35,000. Now you require 50,000 rupees to run just the household expenditures. It maybe depends on one city to another city, but on an average 35,000 to 50,000. In 2030 you required for same expenditures, so for the same household expenses, for the same fulfillment, you need to pay 75,000. तो जब अगर आप 20 साल बाद या 15 साल बाद रिटायर हो गए तो समझ लो कि कितना पैसा पे करना पड़ेगा for the just getting the things done for the same things, right? Higher educations, we all know that into the academia we have the experience, right? Even you have more experience than me in some cases, right? In 2010 higher educations, normal higher educations, here the higher educations, it is given the IIM academic Ahmedabad fees 6 lakh rupees. In 2020 23 lakhs rupees, and it is increasing. Even into the normal courses we are finding per annum 2 lakh rupees fees they are charging. Normal courses, marriage cost is also increasing over a period of time. So these are the cost what I have to pay, future cost. So I cannot say that okay, today I have to pay 10 lakh rupees for doing the MBA. Okay, 10 lakh rupees in normal institutions, you have to pay 10 lakh rupees for doing the MBA, 2 years MBA program. If your child is 10 years old now, so after another 10 years, you have to reach that target कि उनको MBA करवाना है. So after 10 years, what would be the fees? It is a present value is 10 lakh, 10 lakh rupees. After 10 years, inflations would be there, but it's more than 10 lakh. So the first things for goal achievement is simple. The right way is here, the simple, smart and time tested formula for this: start early. You have to give the time to the investment. Don't timing the investment, time the investment. Give the time. So start early as soon as possible. Now I will show you how it is impacting if you are started early on your investment value, right? Invest in right asset class, because asset class to be defined based on what? Goal. Which are your financial objectives, time periods, right? So here we need to understand, okay, you have to define the goal, financial objectives. You have to also focus on tenure. You have to also focus on the amount required. Right? So the tenure, whether it's a short term objectives, whether it is a long term, whether it is an intermediate. So you have to define when you have to reach your objectives. You have to define the time period to reach that target. You have to define what is the current value, what is the future value to reach that target, and identify the right assets where I can invest so I can reach my target. Most important another thing is save regularly. Once it is decided, you have to save regularly, you have to invest regularly. Discipline investment. And we are hardly finding this approach, discipline investment into. See, this is nothing but it is a lack of awareness about the financial planning. Discipline investment must be required for the goal achievement. Though, as I said that the start early, how it is giving the impact on your financial positions. So give time to your investment rather than timing and benefits from the power of compounding. For example, here Mr. Early, here Mr. Late. Now the investment starting age for Mr. Early is 25 years. Mr. Late has decided after 25 years means at the age of 45 years I will start. Monthly investment of Mr. Early is 10,000 rupees. After 45, at the age of 45, Mr. Late is investing 25,000 means 15,000 ज़्यादा पे कर रहे हो, investment कर रहे हैं. Investment time till age 60 years. Both the peoples are up to the reaching the age of age 60. So this 10,000 rupees every year, this person has started at the, Mr. Ali has started at the age of 25 years, is giving the time of the investment for 35 years. Now this person is only giving the time to his investment for 15 years. Now giving the time is most influencing factors for generating the return. So total amount invested is 42 lakhs by Mr. Early. Mr. Late is investing 45 lakhs. Means Mr. Late ज़्यादा 3 लाख ज़्यादा invest कर रहे हैं. But what is the age at the 60 years? Mr. Early is getting 11.41 crore, where this person, Mr. Late, is only getting 1.54 crore. There is a huge gap, huge, worth rupees 10 crore. Because it is generating its impact of the power of compounding. So if you are starting the investment at the as soon as possible and you are giving the time to your investment, definitely it gives a huge impact on the return generations, wealth creations we can say. So, right? And this time period is again based on what? Financial objectives. Right? This amount is also decided based on the financial objectives. So as I said that goal, time and amount, these are the three most influencing factors for the investment. Right asset class, as we discussed, where I have to invest according to the financial objectives, whether it's a short-term investment, whether it's an intermediate. Short-term means for less than 3 years. Less than 1 year. Intermediate means between 1 to 3 years. And we can say the long term more than 3 years. And this asset class to be decided. Here the example it is given for equity market and the other assets. The inflation that is given 5.7% return. Gold is actual gain is 8.2, but the real gain after inflations it is 2.3 because 5.7 is inflation. Actual gain into the silver 7.4%. This is from March 1981 to March 2020, means almost 40 years we can say that, right? So the real return generated by gold is only 2.3%. The real return generated by silver is 1.6%. Bank deposit, we all are saying that bank deposit is safe and everything is fine. So if it is short-term investment or short-term goal is there, you have to approach such fixed return instruments, right, which are less risky, right? Or we can say risk-free. It depends where you are investing. But the real return is only the 2.5%. Certificate of deposits 9.3% return, real return is 3.4. See, the inflation is 5.7% where you are generating the real return is decreasing. Here 14% return in Sensex means stock market equity, and the real return is 7.9%. So for example, the inflation's value growth of 1000 rupees in different asset class, according to the inflations, your 1000 in with 40 years, it's 8,830 rupees. Into the gold, if you are investing in 1981, it reaches 21,532 rupees. If silver, 16,128. If it is bank deposits, it's reached 22,788. Certificate of deposit, 32,287. If it is invested into the equity market, then the worth rupees 1 lakh is 1000 is worth rupees 1,68,540 rupees. Means it's a long-term investment to be done according to the financial objectives you have to define. If it is a long-term investment, you can invest for getting the better return here, and you have to decide according to your financial objectives where you have to invest. There are a number of products available into the market for the investment. So it is evident from the graph that is long-term equity investment have the outperform other investment revenues. It's also depend on the risk-taking capacities of the person. But keep in mind where you are investing according to the goal and tenure to reach the goal and the amounts required. You have to take some risk for reaching that target, right? Because there is a risk and reward relationship. The equity mutual funds and liquidity point of view, transparency, and the many factors are responsible. So right asset class to be should be into your portfolio, right? According to the financial objectives, whether it is equity, whether it is a fixed deposits, certificate of deposit, real estate, gold, and anything. But it should be right asset class according to the financial objectives. Invest regularly. So if the investors are regularly invest, it's give the impact, right? So if the person here, the one example here given for the systematic investment plan, the mutual funds, and it is one-time investors here we are finding. The one person is doing the investment through the systematic investment plan, monthly plan. So when the first investment of 1000 at rupees 10, the market has corrected and the price of unit comes at down at 8 rupees. The again the 1000 investment. So the number of units you are finding here. The units bought when the NAV is 10 rupees, he got 100 units. When the NAV comes down because of the corrections into the market, the installment amount is 1000 rupees. He received 125 units. Again, it is under the booming 1000 rupees invested, 111.11 per units he is receiving. Bounce back of the market again, 11 rupees unit price. So the 4 installment is investing 1000, is getting 90.91. So when the what it says, okay, when the people are panic about the market is corrected and they are doing the mistake, they stop the investment and discontinue the investment and redeem the investment and all, right? But it gives a huge impact, financial loss here. If they are sustaining, they are getting the number of units are increasing here. So here the total accumulated unit for the 4000 unit is 427.02, and according to the latest value at 11, the value of these units are 4697.22. So the average price of the investment comes down. It is called the rupee cost averaging. This is the word to utilize. Okay, how the rupee cost averaging is impacting on your return, right? If the person has invested lump sum 4000, is getting the units of 400. At 11, his cost is 10 rupees at average cost. So what does it mean? If you are doing this regular investment, regular saving and investment, means it's called the discipline. As I said earlier, it must be discipline investment approach. Then it's give a huge impact on the wealth creations and the return generated from the investment. So don't panic about if the market is corrected and if you are doing the investment in mutual funds or any other investment. But the market is panic, so don't discontinue the investment unless and until you are not reaching your financial objectives, right? Yes, you have to do the rebalance and all, right? How much you need to save for your requirements in next 20 years? You must have this understanding. As per the, if you are generating 8% return, if you want to reach at 1 crore rupees in next 20 years, what you have to invest per month? 17,462 means you need to means in short what I am telling you, you have to understand here what is the investment required to reach my target, right? So plan according to the investment as per the target you have set, as per the financial objectives you have set. Track your goal. Don't forget whatever the investment you have done. Don't forget about this. What you have to do? You have the different objectives to become crorepati, my dream house, giving better educations to my children, enjoy peaceful retirement life, achieve any other financial goal. You have the different financial objectives. So it doesn't means you have set these financial objectives, then you don't need to focus now unless and until you are not reaching the target. No, you have to map your financial goals with the investment. Now, for example, suppose you are investing 15,000 rupees, you have come across a here we have decided, okay, you need 1 crore after 20 years, and if you are expecting 15% return, you have to invest 7,535. Now, for example, 7,000 7,535 7,535 rupees you are investing to reach your target of what? Retirement life, for example. So suppose you are investing every month 7,535 at expected return of 15%. Now you are mapping this goal with your this investment. Okay. Track the progress of your goals. Progress means, are you able to generate the 15% return on an average? If any change is applicable into the investment, you have to track it. You have to do the necessary requirement as per the if rebalancing of the investment, right? So the asset allocations to be there, but rebalancing, if it is required, you have to do for a period of time. How much more investment required for each goal? If it's required, now you have changed the target. 1 crore is not enough. Now you decided that I need 2 crore according. So this is also based on the calculations, right? कि कितना पैसा चाहिए, 2 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore according to the your expected return as well as expected expenditures. So now if you require 2 crore, you have to invest 15,000 rupees. So if there is a change into the financial goal, you have to also change the investment, right? So track your financial goal over a period of time. Now the investment we have seen, what you have to take care about the according, it is called the smart approach, right? Now we are focusing on the managing financial risk. You have the risk also, the another point. Now which are the different risks we have? This is most influencing part, which are impacting on your financial distress. You have to manage your risk. For example, what is risk? At individual level, I'm talking about. Risk is possibility of the something dangerous and unpleasant which can happen because of the negligence and thereby resulting into loss. Right? It is unexpected event will be there. So there is a risk. Now how to manage this risk? The financial implications of risk are hospitalization. Sudden you have to pay the 25,000 to like 50,000, 25 lakh, or maybe more than this. Death. If the earning person, those who are generating bread and butter for the family, now because of the death of this person and many things we have seen, many problems we have found, many deaths we have found during Corona. Since last 1.5 years, we face this problem. Many people have lost the bread and butter because the earning person is no more with the family. Right? So the 50 lakhs to 5 crores means it's nothing, but it's how you are replacing the income. Financial implications in terms of the house collapse in earthquake. Right, 25 lakhs to 5 crores, or it depends about your value of your house, your property. Car crash and in accident, you have to pay from your pocket then. Right? The people are taking the insurance for these things, right? So the wealth creations we have seen, what you have to take care about the wealth creations. Excuse me. Wealth transfer, wealth creations, you are transferring the wealth now and you are creating the wealth. But how to protect this wealth? If you are not properly planning to protect your wealth, then again, this is the reason of the financial distress. तो पैसा कमा के रखा था, कोरोना में देखा ना, जो पैसा बनाया के रखा था during the corona, if anything happened with the family, and the family, एक या दो फैमिली मेंबर हॉस्पिटलाइज हुए एंड ह्यूज बिल्स, मेडिकल बिल्स वी हैव फाउंड, 5 लाख 10 लाख का बिल आ गया, बात खत्म, सब कुछ चला गया. So how to protect through the insurance we have to learn here. Now what is the insurance? Okay, it is an arrangement by which an insurance company undertakes to provide a guarantee of the compensations. It is compensating whatever the loss you have made. But loss in terms of what? For specified loss, damage, illness, or death in return for the payment of the specified premium. They are charging the premium. Insurance companies are charging the premium, and they are also providing the protections. Means compensating the financial loss. And so it is nothing. Insurance is the compensations of the financial loss with charging the specified period. Now protections against risk of 4D. Risk of 4D. Which are 4Ds? So any of the following is a possibility for any one of us. कोई ऐसा नहीं बोल सकता कि ये नहीं होने वाला. किसी के साथ मीन्स मरना तो है एक दिन. So death, disease, disaster, and disabilities. You have to manage such things properly. These all are risks, and it's create the huge impact on your wealth created. Right? If it is not properly managed, it is disturbing your wealth. So protections against this all 4Ds. Get adequate life insurance. First is about the death. The people are generally avoid, and even I have found that they don't have the adequate life insurance. What is adequate life insurance? What does it mean? How to decide it? It is based on human value. If you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month, if you are not with the family during your earning time, right? The family, you are only the earning persons for your family. अगर सडनली किसी को कुछ हो जाता है, सपोज मैं 1 लाख अर्न कर रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट विथ माई फैमिली, सो what about the survival? So there is a question of survival of the family. So how to replace this 1 lakh income for the surviving of my family? So you require the replacing the income with the adequate life insurance. Okay, उतना इंश्योरेंस आपके पास होना चाहिए where your family can survive and it is replacing the income. So the insurance of your car is at its value. कार का इंश्योरेंस लेते हैं because the government has according to the motor vehicle act, the government has pressurized at least you need the third party. So what about your, अगर 5 लाख की कार का इंश्योरेंस के लिए हम 15,000 दे रहे हैं, so why you are not taking, or why you are not serious about the protections of the family with replacing your income if suddenly what unfortunately the unforeseen events happen. Okay? So we take life insurance at our life value. So must be as per the requirement. So many people are generally taking the insurance for only the tax benefits. They are only focusing on the about the return premium and right, the savings purpose and all. So insurance is nothing but it's a pure protections. Forget about the returns you are getting from here. Returns is what? If due to the unforeseen events will be happen, if it is replacing your income with your family, that's it. This is your return. So pure protection, insurance means pure protections of the human value. Right? It is not for saving. Forget about the savings. So it is better to go with the term plan, and without taking the return of the premium. Generally into the term plan we are also finding the return of the premium, but take the pure term plan. हुआ तो पैसा मिलेगा, नहीं हुआ तो आज खत्म. It is also based on according to your earning life. Right? After 60 years almost all settled, family and the child and all are settled. We don't have that much uh, the responsibilities. After 60 years सब कुछ settle हो जाता है, right? So your it means if you are earning life, you have to protect yourself up to your earning life. Then after there is no need to focus on the insurance. Insurance में से कमाने की बात नहीं है. You just have to replace your income. So आपकी income है तब तक you have to protect yourself. Life insurance coverage in India. So it is the people are generally not focusing, and see here we are finding the situations of the life insurance. Global industries, total major private life insurance companies, number of policies, average sum assured, only 21,95,700. LIC of India, here we have the number of policies are more, but average sum assured is very less. Globally, it is only 6,35,000. What does it mean? If this data is as on January 2020, as per the IRDA. But what does it mean? It means the people are not protected themselves. They are not aware. So here we are finding the number of policies are too much. Number of policies है बहुत सारी policies भी, but it is the penetrations wise it is too much low. It's around 3% penetrations, right, into the insurance to be protected. So the penetrating with the insurance coverage is only 3% people. Number of policies are more, it doesn't matter. But what about this sum assured? Insurance कितने का है वो importance है. We have to focus here, right? So this is also one of the key point. We have to focus on the our sum assured. Term insurance, as we discussed, right? Mr. Late has so term insurance is also one of the plan where you have to start too early to take these insurance protections. If you are starting at the early age for 1 crore sum assured protections, policy term for 35 years, maturity 65 years, generally we are considered here 65 years. After that, there is no. The annual premium is hardly 16,929 rupees. Here it is given, it may be according to the product to company, right? It is just one example here. If the person is starting कि अभी नहीं करेंगे बाद में चालू protections लेंगे. So if this person Mr. Late has started at 40 years for 1 crore rupees sum assured risk cover, policy year 25, maturity is 65 years, he has to pay 27 year 274. Means for total, Mr. Early is getting the benefits into the premium of 89,335. In short, I am telling you, Okay, get insured early to get high risk cover at very reasonable premium rates, right? So as soon as possible, we have to protect ourselves, we have to protect our family with a term insurance, pure protections plan, we can say that, right? Rather than doing the savings and investment. It is not for the investment. Insurance is for the protections. Again, I'm telling these things. Health insurance is one of the most important factor here. Do you think you don't need the health insurance? When you are asking to the persons, do you have the health insurance? भाई कहाँ जरूरत है, क्या हो जाएगा, इसकी कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है. But we are finding the head and neck cancer surgery of 2 lakh rupees, cancer stage 2 1.5 lakh rupees, chemotherapy 90,000, average cost of cancer treatment is 10 lakh rupees. There are about 10 lakhs new cancer patients every year, and it may increase to 50 lakhs by 2025. About 76% of the patients face financial problems. See, this is the reason. Financial problem means financial distress while undergoing treatment. They don't have the enough money because it's unexpected expenses. क्या होगा कब होगा वो पता ही नहीं है, right? So the medical cost is increasing over a period of time. You should protect yourself. Protections again based on what? Requirement, as per the requirement, as per the medical cost is included. ऐसा नहीं 1 लाख का पॉलिसी 2 लाख का पॉलिसी ऐसा, no. Not only focus on the 1 lakh policy, 2 lakh policy also. You have to understand the need. Financial of this medical cost is increasing over, and as per the requirement of the family, as per the earnings you have, because it's one of the again one of the evil of uh, the spoil of your capital, the spoil of your wealth, right? If it is not considered properly, medical cost, that is the evil. So here one example is given. The inflation is increasing, medical cost is at the rate of 17%, too much high, right? So these are the various the example we have: joint replacement and heart attack, stroke, cancer, and many more, right? In 2016, what was the price cost of this medical treatment? In 2021, what was the medical cost? It's kidney transplant 10 lakh in 2026, 2016, and 2021 it's a 17 lakh 50,000, mean 7 lakh 50,000 is increased. So it is increasing at a very too, we can say here it is increased at 75% cost in this case. At a 17, on an average 17% inflations into the medical costs. So if you don't have the proper insurance, health insurance coverage, proper, again I'm telling you, the proper health insurance coverage. If it is not again proper, then it's also create the financial distress. क्योंकि पूरा इंश्योरेंस नहीं लिया था जितना रिक्वायरमेंट होती है एक्चुअली, right? So at least you have to understand the requirement and need, and you have to take the sum assured of your insurance, right? The same as per 1819 IRDA data, we are finding the family floaters insurance, individual insurance, right? Number of policies are 86,000 here, individual 1 crore 9 lakh 37,000. Number of persons covered individually and family floaters and all, right? But this is worried, it is too much less as per the total populations available, right? So the people of lack of awareness, people are avoiding to take the health insurance, and we face these challenges into this last 1.5 year during COVID-19. Personal accidental insurance. personal accidental insurance, my vehicle is insured or not. If it is not insured, vehicle is insured, but what about, so we are finding that accidental insurance it is, right? So the death, one accident a minute, one death in 4 minutes, the killer roads of India, right? We are finding that even when we are moving outside, we are finding the number of accidents on the road and the people are dying. So this is one of the reason we have to take the personal accidental insurance. Okay, what it covers? It covers the financial losses due to the accident only. Keep in mind, if natural death, here the death is there, but if it is natural death, then it is not there. It is only the accidental death. Total permanent and partial disabilities, and financial loss to be whatever the cost you have to bear for permanent and partial disabilities according to the product, according to the sum assured you have taken, risk coverage you have taken, it is covered by this particular insurance policy. Temporary total disabilities, temporary, you are unable to go for work. And some policies it is also giving the income replacement if you are making the income loss. So the insurance is also providing the income replacement for maximum period of 100 weeks, and right. So weekly compensations as a your income. It maybe depends on the what the policies the particular company has, the product you have taken, right. Accidental hospitalization expenses also covered. Child education benefits to be given. EMI or loan protections to be given. So with the nominal premium, you can cover yourself and your family. If such unexpected events happen, you can protect uh, the financial losses, right? So the it is compensated by the insurance company, whatever as per the indemnity, the maximum sum as per the maximum sum assured and the product you are choosing, right? Critical illness, as you all know that it is my cancer occurred 50 years of age, होता है ना कि भाई आप कैंसर किसी भी एज में हो सकता है. So cancer incidence increased 54% till 2030. Death due to cancer increased 58% by 2030. So cancer is critical illness, and many other critical illness are there. 14% more cancer cases are diagnosed in females compared to the male. Cancer treatment is also costly. Here, between 3 lakhs to 25 lakhs, it depends where you are taking your medical treatments, right? So, such critical illness are also one of the reasons under the financial distress. So, if it is properly insurance you have for the critical illness, right? So here it is given, okay, 1 in 4 men and 1 in 5 women is affected critical illness before they reach retirement age. So a critical illness can ruin your entire savings. See, if it is not the insured yourself, and see, these all are unexpected. It may or may not, but you should plan how to protect your wealth, how to protect, how to free from the financial distress if the unexpected event happen into the family, right? So you have to protect yourself and the family both. Cover yourself with a sufficient critical illness insurance policy. There are various critical illness: kidney failures, cancer, heart valve surgery, stroke, uh, first order coma, chemotherapy, major burns, bacterial maintenance, right? So this critical illness can get eat your savings. So if it is you don't have the critical insurance, whatever, if anything happen with any family members, you have to pay from your uh, savings and investment. Home insurance, this is for your personal and your family. Home insurance is also required because it is your property, right? Your home is your most precious assets. घर अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा सा कि घर में तो बहुत पैसे डालते हैं, जितना पैसा डालो उतना कम है, राइट? सो यू आर ऑल्सो लुकिंग टू प्रोटेक्ट योर हाउस. जनरली लोग नहीं करते प्रोटेक्शंस, बट इट मस्ट बी रिक्वायर्ड. And the insurance companies are nominal charging the premium for the same. Right? So secure a home, comprehensive household, or they are covering many things here, earthquake and fire and many more. Right? So this is all about how you manage your financial distress for the unexpected expenditures you have made. With the proper financial planning you have to do for your contingency, for financial objectives you have to define, you have to reach, right? So if it is properly plan your risk coverage and the investment and savings, it gives them huge relaxations. It gives them more and more. You will be more relaxed if it is properly planned. It's not disturbing to your mental health. It's not disturbing your family relations and anymore, right? So that's it. This is all about the managing financial planning, financial distress with the cause and effect, and how you can focus on the personal financial planning and manage your financial distress here. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.